Today I fucked up by realizing I was ripped of 6 years ago. So back 6 years ago my wife and I went to our first ever Boxing Day sale, excited and in search of a new TV. The TV on sale was held at a major electronic retailer in the CBD. We got in early to line up so we wouldn't miss out on the new Samsung 65 inches TV on sale for the cheapest we had seen it. We got in the door as quick as we could, waved down the closest attendant and snapped the last one up just in time. The attendant organized package pickup at the loading dock around back, but due to the sales and chaos on the shop floor couldn't have it available until later that afternoon. No problem, we'll get lunch. Later that afternoon we returned for our collection, dropped the seats down and loaded up. Got home, unpacked to enjoy our new TV. 6 years later we thought for Christmas we would update our TV and went and got a 75-inch 4K for better picture quality and a larger screen. We unboxed, set up the TV and couldn't believe how much bigger it was. I moved the old Samsung 65-inch into the bedroom and set up a wall mount, and that's when I noticed XX554X in the serial number. Strange, usually the number refers to the inches of the screen. 2 minutes of Googling later, this serial number definitely is for a 55-inch TV? But how can this be? We bought a 65-inch on the sale of the year. To replace our old 55-inch that blew up. My wife files away everything in an orderly fashion, so I went digging. Sure enough, we purchased a Samsung 65-inch TV, and it's taken us 6 years of watching it to finally realize we collected the wrong TV. Well, 6 years have passed. I'm not going to bother having that argument. I will just leave it to our stupidity and be grateful that our new screen feels even bigger than anticipated. Too long did not read. Bought a 65-inch TV, got given a 55-inch, didn't notice for 6 years until we upgraded to a 75-inch and couldn't believe how big a difference the size was. FML. Apparently, size doesn't matter to you or the missus. Congrats. If you didn't notice when you got it home, you didn't need a 65 inches TV. So you positive the one you got now is a 75? So someone somewhere paid for a 55 inches and has been enjoying a 65 inches for all this time? The box didn't say 55. How do you really not notice this? Someone somewhere has a complete opposite experience. I bought a 55 inches TV 6 years ago. Now that I switched to a 65 inches, I found that they are the same size. I read this title as, "Today I fucked up by realizing I was ripped as fuck 6 years ago," and was expecting some story about not being able to lift the TV or something. This situation needs to be rectified. Go back and demand that they give you a 10 inches TV to make up the difference. Today I fucked up by burning skin of my penis. So yesterday I was at a small party and got pretty drunk. When I got home I was still far from sober and I decided to fire up the wood oven. About 1 hour later, when I was going to jump to bed, I was standing completely naked over the oven and just enjoying the warmth. Unfortunately for me, my feet slipped and the top of my penis landed right on the insanely hot oven. Now, as we all know, alcohol reduces your reaction time, and you can imagine how that was a major inconvenience for me. The burning was so painful and it was so hard to get up and run to the nearest water source. I made it to the bathroom and tried to cool off my dick in the sink, but it wouldn't reach. I filled my hands with water and threw it on my dick, but the damage was already done. There is a large chunk of skin missing on my foreskin. Party was great though. Too long did not read. I was drunk and naked, slipped on the oven and burned skin of my dick. Skin of my penis is a great band name. But it wouldn't reach. Party was great though. Love your attitude op. Ribbed for her pleasure. This has some serious, I swear doc, I slipped in the shower and the huge dildo just so happened to land up my butt, vibes. Come on op, you were trying something weird and had a mishap, didn't you? Don't take, wood oven, literally. It's a 3 skin now. I cut my dick with zipper when I was like 11, had a scab on my peen. I then told my sister and was bullied IDK. Why this reminds of it. Today I fucked up for marrying the woman that a friend has feelings for. Years back, I, 30M, had this really close friend of mine, Joseph, 30M. I met him at university. He was a foreign exchange student. One night, he introduced this girl, Carrie, 30F, to our group. This girl was beautiful. Very shy, but beautiful. I'm going to be honest. I was a jerk back then. I was very insecure, and to make myself feel better, I would hook up with girls. I feel terrible about it to this day. I tried doing the same with this girl. I just met her that night, but I was overly flirtatious with her. However, she knew I just wanted sex, so she didn't reciprocate. My friend got really jealous. Later on, he told me to back off because he liked her. Being his friend, I felt obligated to step away. He knew her longer, and had feelings for her, whereas I just wanted a hookup. One of our other friends told her what he said. He actually denied what he said. It turns out, he was dating a girl at home. The parents set it up because they are both from affluent families and wanted them to get engaged. He cut off all contact with her for the rest of the semester. He went back to Europe, and I still kept in contact with him. He broke up with his girlfriend not too long after. I felt responsible for what happened. Had it not been for me wanting to hook up, she wouldn't have gotten led on. We still hung out, but I think she was embarrassed by what happened, so I didn't see her as often. Carrie and I went to the same grad school. At that point, we hadn't spoken for about 4 years. We still were social media friends, but that was it. I didn't speak to Joseph at all, but when he found out, he asked me to help him with Carrie. I still felt really guilty about what happened years ago, so I tried to intercede on his behalf. I took Carrie out for coffee one day, and we were catching up. I brought up Joseph, and how he felt really bad for the situation, and he still liked Carrie. Carrie told me not to make excuses for him. She didn't think she'd ever truly forgive him. He was the first boy to ever say that he liked her, and he just took it all back. I told Joseph this, and he said that he was too scared to face her. I didn't know what to do at that point, but I figured maybe Carrie and I could be friends. Not only was Carrie beautiful, but smart and compassionate. I liked everything about her. Over time, I caught feelings. We got married 2 years ago. Joseph and I don't talk anymore. He hates my guts. However, he refuses to marry anyone. He's still waiting on Carrie. His parents are furious with him, because he's supposed to continue the family line, but he says that he'll wait until I die or we divorce to marry her. TLDR. Guy friend told me to back off with his crush. I did, but he had a girlfriend. I tried helping him with his crush later, but I caught feelings for her and married her. Seems more like a Joseph fucked up. You can't call dibs on someone for years. He had his chances and didn't take them. He can't expect people to not move on with their lives. Lol, I love that Joseph is waiting for Op to die or get divorced. Does he really think Carrie will want him? You can't really call dibs on a person because they also have a say. If Carrie wanted to be with Joseph, she would be. She made the choice to marry you. It is sweet that you still care about Joseph, but don't worry about what Joseph is going to do with his life. Focus on making a happy life for you and your wife. If we change the perspective of the story to that of Joseph, there is a pretty good movie in there. Rotten Tomatoes 7/10. This reads like one of those shitty Nicholas Sparks rom-com adaptations. She's a person, not an object. She also gets to decide who she's with. Joseph sucks. This is just sad. Not your fault. The man had a fiancée, then when Carrie found out, he ghosted her. Then he comes back years later, and you help a bro out. This man gets scared to communicate with the woman he loves, and of course never started a relationship with her. He could have stayed in her life once you reintroduced them, but nah, the man is spineless. Also, Carrie picked you. Even if you divorced her, she's going to pick him? You're fine, bro. Today I fucked up by getting a guy in trouble with his girlfriend twice. Just happened and it's both hilarious and terrible. This young lad in work was upstairs making the pizza dough and no other staff were upstairs. I walked up to, gave him a fist bump and asked, "Yes bro, who's your weed guy?" Completely oblivious to the AirPods he had in that he was using to talk to his GF. He looked at me, shushed me, then hung up his call. He told me his girlfriend doesn't know he smokes weed yet, but it was too late. She called him back and told him off. I could hear the poor bugger pleading to her that I was mistaken and I was thinking of someone else. An hour later he's downstairs and I see him. His hat was on covering his ears and I assumed he didn't have the headphones in. So I walk up to him and say, "Sorry for getting you into trouble," and he replied that it's fine, no harm done. Then I once again ask, "So, about your weed guy?" And he panics and throws his AirPods on the floor. Sorry bro. Too long, did not read. Asked a guy about his weed man twice while his girlfriend was on the phone. So who's his weed guy? Everyone's like, who talks to their girlfriend at work? That's so unprofessional, and literally gives zero fucks about hitting up a coworker for a weed hookup. If his girlfriend has a problem with weed, the dude shouldn't lie to her and should stop dating her. Not a great relationship when you have to hide things like drug use from a partner. You didn't mess up. You actually did that guy's girlfriend a solid. Why is a dude on the phone with his girlfriend constantly while at work? Not your fault if lad isn't honest with his GF, that is his problem. You didn't foo, he should stop lying to his GF. Either smoke weed or quit, but don't lie about it. He gon' need his weed man after his girl fucks him up. Way to go dumbass, obviously you're not very good at being discreet. You didn't get anyone in trouble, you just exposed your coworker as the dishonest asshole he is. That's a problem he made for himself.